especially the core mods and the creative mods and things like that, if we're all liking and retweeting and hyping up and commenting on every single one of our tweets, that type of social or social media interaction, when to me, when I see something that has 50 or 100 likes on something off of just an event or a random thing, I'm automatically intrigued, right? So at least we have a baseline of 20 people in here where that should be the baseline of stuff that for all events kind of moving forward, even if it's Douchewad's Thirsty Thursday space that he's going to start creating or whatever, or if it's chill with me in Discord and watch me do art for Houston, or whatever type shit that we come up with in the future. If we are posting on social media, we almost all need to have each other's, like, I know it's annoying as shit, but almost all of our own creator mods and actual mods post Twitter notifications on to be able to like and retweet all these things to be able to get the word out more and more. Because obviously, like Smokey was saying, that community engagement, I'm already seeing it going up. I'm seeing the spaces go up. I'm seeing the people who are attentive and asking questions about sniper spaces. I'm seeing people asking about the red alphas, and I'm starting to, every single morning I look and I see, Harlem's, people tuning in. It's growing and growing every single day. So, and this is just the beginning. So the more and more we're centering in as far from a top level, that's just going to grow, in my opinion.
Hey, Smoke, J Con, Keith, I am completely willing to do an early space. Thursdays is a good day for me, whoever wants to do that, but I 100% agree with you trying to grab the engagement that we have from all around the world and kind of get them on board, because these people have been with us in minting at 3 a.m. and 4 a.m. They deserve a little something thrown their way. So I'm with you guys 100%. Just let me know how we can work it in. We can talk about it, but I'm with you.
Maybe we pick one day a week. We do like a Breakfast Club thing. One day a week we do like a lunchtime thing. For people that are on the East Coast, for example, in different areas and different days and times. So yeah, I like that idea.
Yeah, I'm
We can get with him about that to get it planned out also. I'll write it down.
Awesome.
For our list.
Awesome. Yeah, so other than that, look, I'm getting back into the swing of things today. I know Booston has sent me a good amount of stuff that I can use for marketing graphics and materials. One of the things on my list is updating all of the OpenSea profiles with new assets so that they are A, all on brand, and B, all clean and looking nice. We're also going to see, a facelift on the Twitter profile and things like that. Just try to start putting our best brand forward now that people are starting to recognize the social club. So other than that, I'm going to really start hitting marketing hard for Green through the end of the week. We have a pretty good rewards pool put aside. The devs have committed an additional 2 ETH to it, as we said and put out earlier this week. Once it sells out, I think that'll be something that is felt pretty significantly throughout the community. So, my hope is we do a little push this week. We'll do spaces Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I'll co-host them with people. If you guys have ideas for times or themes, let's do them. And then we'll just kind of soft show Green. At the end of the day, like whether it's for Green or otherwise, what we need to be focusing on is getting new exposure for the social club to new eyes on. The people that are involved in the community, they, for the most part, have all the answers. They know the people, they know what's going on, they know when, where, and how to engage. Our challenge now is new eyes on, new bodies in, new conversions into members. So that's something that I think we all need to have in the back of our mind as we're talking about things like, spaces, as we're talking about things like creating marketing graphics and assets, as we're, thinking about developing programming in general, because that's what's going to help us grow so that by the time we get the mutants, that can really help scale. We've also had a lot of good ideas for things that we can do with and around mutants from community members, and that's something that we want to start encouraging a little bit more. So I don't know if it's going to live within Black or not, but we are going to open up and promote the community suggestions a little bit more. That's something that you'll hear from us a little bit about this week as well. The other thing that I have on my list that I'm a little bit behind on, but Jug's not going to get to it until he gets back this weekend anyway, is we are going to be sending the free greens to the handful or so of OGs that missed the mint. I think I have all the information of the people that missed it. I believe we just have to verify their tokens. And then we'll go ahead and get those sent when Jug gets back this weekend. But I know that's something I've gotten a few questions about, and I'm eager to get that taken care of.
Another suggestion that just popped into my head is if everyone can put the Discord link in their own bio. So whenever you're like hosting the space or whatever, you can just say, click on my bio. The link to the Discord's in my bio. It's just like an easy kind of transition.
Yeah, that's been in my bio since.
Right.
And I'm saying I recommend everybody, to do that. I have Discord Discord link below, and it's.
Dude, so are you gonna keep? Are you gonna keep
Yeah.
hosting, or are you gonna turn into a regular session the screen share when you're doing like edits and things like that? Hello.
Boost.
No,
sorry.
juiced.
Be rugged out.
Oh, juiced. Oh, sorry. Okay.
Juiced.
I'm back. My bad. I don't even know what just happened.
Oh, it's all good. I was asking if you're gonna regularly do those sessions where you live stream the edits that you're doing for people.
Oh yeah, dude. I actually wanted to ask if you wanted me to do that because I'm 100% down. I do them all the time. I could literally do one, like I could do several a night, kind of thing. Like have people jump
Well,
up.
and the other thing we've discussed, and not all of them. We have a lot of community artists creating a lot of edits, and I'm not going to say any names because I don't want to allude to anything. But I would say that if the quality of the intricacies were improved just a little bit, they'd almost be production quality. We could almost turn that into a collection that we mint and send to people to supplement their social club NFTs, so that they can show up as verified PFPs and things like that.
Right.
And Juice, I think
100%.
yours are an example of ones that are mostly, if not all, production quality. I also, looking at like the tats and the things that you've kind of like recreated, like I'd love to see you and Keith talk about how to get that integrated as a trait in future collections and things like that. But this is an example of the process playing out. Like we want to create the funnel for people to be able to engage, grow, and then develop with and beyond their role in the social club. I think Jug's doing that. I think what JCon's doing with the team that's working on Scooby Doodles is an example of that. I think what each of the people I mentioned earlier that are running their regular daily and or weekly programming are all examples of that. And I can't underscore enough like how much I want to encourage that and support it and promote it and just do whatever I can to enable it. But I'll save you guys the redundancies and just leave it at that. But yeah, short answer to your question, Juice, is I think it would be great if we did that. And any other of the OX Black and or community artists that are interested in doing that, why don't we just coordinate with Juiced and we'll make that happen.
The Smoke, sorry to cut you off, but I just wanted to echo that. And I spoke to Juice about it too, very briefly. Freckles was talking about, or we were throwing back and forth the idea of maybe every week or every 2 weeks doing like a basic skills training course in graphic design and graphic arts.
Yeah, so I love that idea. I love the idea of calling it like skills building or think tank or brain share or something like that. What I don't want to do is run into a situation where we have people that are maybe learning themselves, positioning themselves.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I definitely understand that.
Right. So I just want to be mindful of that. So generally my answer is yes, and I'm supportive of it. I would just say let's be mindful of how we're approaching it and what we're calling it.
Understood.
But I agree 100%.
If I can add on, hey guys, I'm sorry to cut you off, but if I can add on to incorporate some kind of drawing contest, community contest.
So Sam, that brings up a good point. You have actually already created assets that we can use to launch it on Wednesday. Sam's another good example. He has his own project idea. It's a social impact project. I think is a fair classification for it. And he's put together a really good idea of how to leverage OX Black to try to find some design ideas or design partners potentially. So we'll be putting that out on Wednesday. Sam, I don't mean to cut you off. Do you want to talk about that for a second?
No, that's awesome. No, that's perfect. Yeah. Talk about the project.
Well, talk about what you're going to be looking for, and for me, I'm saying that this is a good example of how we should be engaging the OX Black creators community.
Yeah, so I figured with the Launchpad being a huge part of the Black, to go ahead and put that out to the community, so we can incorporate and leverage that to the Launchpad to see what kind of art we can get, and also just deliver on that promise on the Launchpad as well.
Yeah, so we'll
I'm
be
just-
putting
I'm
that. It's like a call for design, or
Yeah.
call for artists. Basically, we'll be putting that out
Call for-
Wednesday. We'll co-promote that with you. So, okay. So anyway, kind of like circling back. Yes, Juice, Boostin'. I love all these things. Let's definitely do them because it promotes, it promotes the mission of OX Black. And maybe we let those happen in Gen Chat. And I've been thinking the same thing for Sniper Sessions, Diesel. And I don't know how you guys feel about this, but I almost feel like the Sniper Sessions can live in Gen Chat, Let's Chat, or the general voice chat. I mean, maybe you guys disagree. I don't know. I'm open to ideas there, but
I think that's a good suggestion.
yeah,
Very
I
good.
don't want to have a Discord.
Sniper Session is definitely appropriate for that.
Yeah, I don't want to have a Discord where people feel like they have to be there 24/7 or they're going to miss something. I want them to know that anytime they go in there, they can get answers. They'll connect with people that happen to be online. But I really want to start building up, programming around certain days and times, because otherwise we're going to burn our community out. We're going to burn ourselves out. And what works is the bursts of concerted effort and energy. And so that's why I want to stress the programming. I think we could all work a little bit less hard and a little bit more consistently and see a lot greater results. So like I said, I'm going to be spending the time to really dig back in this weekend, spend time for one-on-ones with everybody to hear what you've been seeing, hear what your ideas are, figure out how to work and integrate you into whatever role makes the most sense, whether you're building your own project, whether you're narrow focused on social club, whatever. Everyone kind of fits into a different bucket, and that's fine. So Keith and I are going to be getting with everyone this week to get caught up there. I do think something that's worth noting is anyone that had existing agreements, all of those, will be delivered upon. Once OX Screen Mint is either minted out or paused and we take out the contract, everyone will be compensated as agreed. So nothing that has already been agreed to will be affected, but moving forward, things will look a little bit differently for different people depending on what roles are taken up. So I didn't mention that earlier and I wanted to, just I'm sure it was a question that people had lingering. So I think I covered everything.
Yeah, I'm perfectly fine with doing the Snipe Session in Gen Chat. I think that we could talk during our one-on-ones or whatever, but just maybe more of a scheduled consistent. I mean, I know that Sundays are, but for at least just for Wednesdays, more time that no matter what, like 9:30, bam, it starts in
Right.
Discord. And we only do Discord, and then you host a space at 7, and then every single person from the space goes to Discord.
Right.
So,
Yep. Yeah, that's worked really well.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm perfectly okay with that. And then because we haven't had any issues on Sunday except for no one shows up to the spaces on Sunday when I host it. So maybe if we can give access to the social club Twitter to Juiced or anybody who then he can host off 10,000 people or whatever, and then we'll get that 60 or 80 people there.
Yeah, I think that's something we can work out.
Stuff like that. So we'll talk about that later. But
Okay. Yeah, look, these are all things that I agree with. Oh, go ahead, Dwayne.
Smoke, and this is a general question. So now with the merging of the community mods and the core mods, and this is, and I can speak for myself and maybe a few other people, those of us that weren't exactly like core mods or team, I know I was very apprehensive about, like, especially when we got mints going on and other projects being built, about trying to onboard new projects or collab and things like that. But from what it sounds like, and each of you can answer differently or in accord, is that the people who are in this meeting right now, you want us to kind of facilitate like group efforts towards marketing, towards onboarding. Sam, I love what you're doing with that. That's amazing, man. Sam, let me say big shout out to you, man. I love you, man. You're absolutely amazing.
Thanks, bro.
But that's what it sounds like to me. And if that's the case, then once again, guys, hats off to you.
The way I think about it is I want to work with everyone that's on this call to bring things to the devs that they could either say yes or no to. Like, that's really the easiest way to do, there are things that I'm going to be really honest. Like my head's down. I'm not involved in any other communities right now. I'm 100% social club. If I'm not plugged into social club, I'm being a dad. It's one or the other. And so I don't have the optics. I don't know what's going on out there. So if there are projects that are worth collabing with, if there are teams that are doing cool things that we could pull ideas from or learn from, we want to be doing that. We're really focused on the technical side. If there's an update on optimizations or contract efficiencies, we're all over it. But we're not we're not plugged into the other communities, and many of you guys are. So we definitely want to start leveraging that. Yeah, absolutely.
Gotcha.
So on that point about collabs, is there someone who is going to be taking the lead on where we can take these things to? Because I got several ideas as well.
Well, I think that was JCon's original role, and his agreement to continuing that. I think that's Jay's. Yeah, I think that's Jay's. That's going to be Jay's wheelhouse, because he also knows at this point, what we're looking for, what we're not, and to be honest, like I don't know how many quote unquote derivative projects we want to be partnering with, because we ourselves are going to try to move beyond derivative to all original projects, right? And that's going to happen with our quote unquote mutants.
No, these are all non-derivatives. So
yeah, so I would say other than that, we're looking at the trustworthiness. We're looking at, we really need to just put together like a cheat sheet that we can distribute to all of you guys. We're like, if these things are all met, then it's worthy of at least considering. We've had
I'll rip one up. Yep, I'm gonna rip one up.
Yeah, so like a couple of communities have reached out this week, like Zombie Apes and Alien Space Apes, and I don't know, like all these other projects, and I'm like, I don't even know. Like, I don't even know. Like, they all have 10,000 followers, but they're all fake. Like, whatever. Like, we know that game. Like, it's just like how much engagement is there? And, I think that there was, that Twitter poll that Orange Olive person did this week that was engagement farming. I think that showed that, while on paper we have a small community, we have one of, if not the most active and engaged communities for a small cap project right now. In spite of this market.
100%.
And guys, I can't underscore it enough how incredible it is that our floors have held up the way that they have. And that's a lot of that has to be attributed to a few big whales in the community that have shown out. We're going to do something to show them some love and support. But guys, the market is getting eviscerated right now. Absolutely shredded apart, not just ETH, but NFTs. And, we're still building, we're holding up strong, and we're going to come out of it like nothing happened. I would say the only area where it really hurt us is in the OX Green and in the OX Green project deliverables, because those are the two things that we have to actually use US dollars, not ETH, to, buy things for, like, in real life events, merch, etc. So, like I said, like, small pivot, really, it's not too much of a deviation from anything we were already doing. And, for all we know, ETH will be rebounded by the time we're ready to roll it out here in a month anyway, but we'll see.
I had a question.
Oh shit! Go ahead, Ken.
Oh no, you go ahead.
You first, man. You got it.
I was just wondering, for the people who've been asking, which has been quite a few, is there any sort of like super broad like timeline on when the mixtape might be released?
Jug is back this weekend, so Kimberlyn, I want to work with you on figuring out an actual date. I was thinking it would make a lot of sense to do it during one of our regularly scheduled spaces. So, if we did it on like a Wednesday before Diesel sniping sesh, for example, and, we make it kind of like a party in Twitter spaces. So I don't know, we can work out the date. I think Jug is back on Friday or Saturday. He has a full day of work on Sunday, but pretty much any day next week we could roll it out, or the week after that, rather. Yeah. And that's gonna be a free mint for everyone, right? So I mean, it'll it should be $2 or $3 in gas, and it'll live in everyone's wallet. But yeah, we'll go with you.
$5 in gas, okay?
Yeah, right. We'll go through, Kimberlyn, with you, all the tracks, and then we've also discussed on our side, do we maybe want to split this up into like volume 1, 2, and 3 because it's so many tracks, and maybe include all that in the same mint. So I actually have an entire list of things to specifically go through with you and with Juice on the OX Black stuff. So, but yeah, my head's there, and dude, I love the initiative and everything you're doing, and not to single you out or anything, but it's just it's awesome to see your family's involved. Your passion is involved, which is music, and you're one of those people that is just community building in a really big way. And just to be completely honest, man, like what's happening with the mixtape hopefully will create real opportunities in this space for those artists. Like at the end of the day, the mixtape's not going to be a high revenue project, or at least we don't expect it to be, but it's going to start getting people
really looking forward to like the other idea that I messaged you about. Like that has me super wound up too.
Yeah.
So we'll deal with that after.
Yes. But so again, like it's back to that idea. Like there are opportunities everywhere. What we need to do is execute on them and be consistent. And I know I was away a little bit last week. I'm gonna all my family's gone. People that came in town are no longer here. Like I'm back into gear, back into action. But yeah, the previous weeks I've said the word coming out of the meeting is focus. I think the word coming out of the meeting this week is consistency. It's got to be consistent. So yeah, I mean, mostly, if not all good things. We have a growing community. Our engagement is continuing to grow, even though the market is getting shit on. And I think most NFT projects can't say that. I think what sets us apart is there's real value in our project outside of NFTs. Our floor price could go to zero and people are still going to be in our Discord trading and no expert alpha. The creators are still going to be in there creating, trying to get their own projects built and created and out there. So there's real value here. And I think that's what's being proven here over the last, week or two, in spite of the market conditions. So, a lot of that is attributed to the people that are on this call. A lot of it is attributed to the contributions and the consistency from the devs. And, when you put those two things together, good things happen and prove to continue to happen. So, I just want to say thank you to everyone. You'll be hearing from me and Keith as it relates to one-on-one and small group meetings for red, for black, for green, etc. And there's going to be a ton of stuff coming out Wednesday. So we're expecting a lot of community engagement and stuff like that tomorrow. So I'm going to have fun tonight. I don't know. I'll probably hang out in Discord a little bit. I might play some games with the guys that are gaming in there. I like the new gamer voice channel. But yeah, I mean, I like the activity in Discord, but I want to make sure we're not fatiguing people. So let's build up consistent programming, invite people to and around that, and make it worth their while when they come and engage. Any thoughts on that?
That's perfect.
I like it. Perfect.
Yeah, you're speaking facts, man.
Outside of that diesel, I was gonna say pretty soon. Hopefully, I can get a confirmed kind of date going with Doodles, and then you'll be able to really add that to your sniper sessions on Black Sails, man. So,
absolutely.
Yeah, you know what I mean. And I figure that's gonna help you push them alone right there. So that's coming too. So that'll help the sniper sessions. We're just trying to, like I said, we'll handle all that. And I'll let you know when that comes, bud.
Absolutely. I appreciate that. One random thing that I did see, Smoke, is I don't know if you could add this to a list of whatever, but OX Red on OpenSea, the left side, the numbers aren't really updated. It's literally just has 1 or 2 on some of these as far as
They had fixed that. Are you telling me it's not? It deviated back to not being fixed?
It's currently not correct. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, OpenSea is so broken, it's stupid.
I completely agree.
Right.
So if you could just add it to the bottom.
I'll add that to the dev list.
Cool. Appreciate that. That's all I have.
Just so you guys know, that's an OpenSea thing. That there's really nothing we can do other than open a support ticket.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, everybody.
Hey.
Welcome. Hello. Happy Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Pre-hump day.
Now
now that we're, as far as what we did and stuff with Scoobies and stuff, I feel a lot more caught up and a lot of weight off my shoulders. So thanks to those guys, and everybody and our team over there. Because
what I've seen so far, it looks awesome. And that's
yeah.
a perfect example of we want everyone. I don't know if you guys are familiar in Web 2 space, the startup space. There are startup accelerators and think tanks, and they basically have people on their teams that are just entrepreneurs and residents. And what they do is, they're kind of like mods of the community, and until they come up with their own ideas to either lead or co-lead, and then roll out with the support of those accelerators. And I think the Scooby Doodles team has put together a project leveraging the brain power, the camaraderie, collaboration, and eventual right now the dev resources to roll out a project. It's doing that in real time. So I think it's a really good use case, and I'm eager to see the project success so that we can kind of point to that and see you guys kind of elevated to project creators, right? Because it's a it's a little bit different there, not only in terms of revenue, but also in just, what the expectation and involvement and all of these other things, it's just a different experience.
It's definitely a new experience for all of us. I think I can say
Totally different. Yeah.
And for me, being who I am, it's J-Con tells me to shut up all the time and whatever. But anyways, now that that's pretty much caught up and everything, I just want to put myself out there for anybody else that maybe needs a little help with something like Diesel, on your Sunday snipe sessions, man. I'd love to help out with that. I genuinely enjoy what you do and how you put it all together and how you throw everything out there. And if you ever need help, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I plan my week personally, on a social schedule, as well as for the social club around those two things now.
Yeah, I
And, you know, I
love the
think other
banter with
people
me
probably
and
do too.
Diesel, and you know we can make it fun
I
and stuff
I
like
definitely
that.
need
And
I definitely need help. I mean, I've been asking for some of the designs. It's just I think more in the voice chat of talking to some of these design creators as well might be especially with Harlem too, because like for instance, like Harlem, I know you saw that video that We Love did. That's the type of video production that I'm talking about that like is going to set us apart. With all of our events, right? Any type of things that we're going to be setting, if we can get our design team behind, having a picture to add to our tweets, having a promotional video to add to our live session, or things of that nature, and everyone posting on Twitter and all of us liking and retweeting, that's what's going to grow us organically, 100%. Because if you are to go back at my tweet and look at what We Love did for my snipe sessions, or just talking about the snipe sessions in general, it's top quality. So those are the type of creators that I want to kind of involve in this community. And definitely, like you said, Douchewad, now that you're done with that, I have so many ideas of like pictures that I want to add to my tweets, videos or stuff
yeah,
like
and
that
that's
maybe you can
that's
collaborate.
a little
So
on me. Like I still have an an IRL job and everything, like a lot of us do and stuff. And so my engagement with the community is sometimes limited, especially in the daytime. And then in the evenings, it's a lot more easier. And I'm always here. And like Smokey was saying, man, like
just like all of us.
this is the only fucking place I fuck with. You know what I mean? Like I'm not anywhere else, and this is where I want to be. And I never knew I needed to be here, right? So I just
I'll
want
be
to.
honest, man. Like I thought I was gonna have like a mental breakdown last week. Like fucking everything was happening with our family, and then the market crashed, and like I was able to come in and just like hang out. And like even though we were mid-mint, like people just hung out and like weren't hounding me about questions and stuff. And like I found solitude in this community last week in like a big way that I don't even think anyone would have known about.
Yeah,
Love
and
you,
that's
boy.
that's
I love you, Bar. So prayers,
that's what
man.
we're here for, man. Like
Seriously.
we can all hold it down, and that's the thing, man. I try to be as active as I can be and everything, and like we're a lot of us are dads, a lot of us are fucking parents, and whatever, and I think it shows with each and every one of us. You know what I mean? That all that stuff aside, like that's why we're here, right? You know what I mean? Is to further improve and everything like that. And so I just want to again put myself out there. If there's things that like I can do, I do feel like I miss a lot of opportunity in the daytime. You know what I mean? Because like I'm just unable to contribute, and I don't put myself out there in the daytime because I'm not going to be like whatever when someone can get it done a lot faster. But if there's ever anything, just feel free to reach out to me, please.
Definitely. 100% will. Yep. I mean, I'm the same
I
way.
love you guys. That's
A lot of us have 9 to 5s and stuff like that. So
Oh wait, I hate you.
yeah,
Sorry.
yeah, I hate you too. But anyways, I have a better inverted hoodie, inverted sushi band now. So anyways,
my wallet.
anyways,
Thanks for the transfer.
No, but for real though, no, I definitely can use your help on a lot of things, and we'll talk offline.
I think Smoke, like, is there a way, like, because there's I think people generally just kind of ask in a general vicinity, right? So there's like whoever jumps at it first gets it first, right?
Well, so that's not. I'll be honest. That so I it's this is a difficult topic to navigate, right? Because like on one hand, I want to encourage all the creators to create, and then on the other hand, I want to see two things. I want to see an organized process, and I want to see a standard of quality. And neither of those things is happening from what's being put out. It doesn't mean that the ideas aren't awesome. It doesn't mean that there's not good art that's being put out, but there's also art that's being put out that frankly just shouldn't. And it's getting shared a lot. People like it, but what they like is the idea. But if it's not stuff that you can like zoom into. You know what I mean? So I think that these are things that we as a creators community need to start narrowing down on. And it's the same thing in OX Red. And I don't think Harlem's on the call, but like we have some people that have been participating that shouldn't be speaking up. Like Caribbeans in there making lottery calls. Calling things out with no due diligence, no TA. Nothing. He's just, I just saw a cheap call, so I'm calling it out. That's not what OX Red's about. We're not about, throwing a dart at a dartboard. We're about taking calculated plays, right? And so like we need to have ownership of that as the alpha leaders. And like I think Mo, you've done a really good job of when people post stuff in there that shouldn't be, you either delete it or correct it or ask the question like, what's the due diligence? Like we have to have the same mentality with stocks and options. We need to have the same mentality with our creators community, that like we have a level of standard that has to be met. And there are other things that like we have ideas for future collections that are going to be special edition drops, free for the community, etc. That like we want to preserve some of those ideas and not necessarily put them out there. So that's something else to keep in mind. Whereas sometimes we actually really like the art, but maybe we don't necessarily want to be sharing it yet because it's gonna, it might reflect on something that we already have planned, right? So there've been examples of each of these things happening and occurring, and it's fine. Like at the end of the day, we want people to create. We want people to create on behalf of and as a part of the social club. But we also want to build the brand and start building up the brand with some brand integrity. So I think there's a tightrope to walk there, and I think we're figuring out how to do it.
Yeah,
I have like an idea.
I just want to say something off of that. Like, dude, this isn't like we're not trying to get the last 7,000 or whatever 7-digit ENS names right now. Like if we're just like throwing a bunch of stuff out, like I don't know. Like I told Smokey earlier, I was like, dude, sometimes I feel like with the art, like it's like ENS names. Like people are just trying to like do whatever they can, quickly and hurry up. I did it first type shit instead of putting out, some quality.
So yeah, I have kind of an idea that kind of leads on to that. Is that like, so in my industry, like I'm a service manager, right? And I distribute the work to the technicians, and Booston's been in that role, and you know what I mean? Like, so he can understand and relate, like, you know what I mean? Like you'll have like, a A-level technician and a B and a C who can't do as much as the B or the A, but you know what I mean? Like maybe a position like that within the...
Yeah, well, that was the idea of us creating the submissions process in Black, where people can put in requests and then we can distribute it out to the various artists. What happened is the artists just started getting tagged on Twitter and then started doing it, which is fine. We don't want to discourage that. But, the correct response, and we should have prepared this, should have been, hey, this is great, put it in the queue. And the queue lives in the OX Black channel, right? So
and then somebody distributes that work out essentially to somebody else, maybe.
Right. And so, yeah, I think that's a really good observation and idea, and something that we definitely can put into practice and play.
Can I say this? Now that the community mods, because we weren't privy to what kind
we're
of
all just mods, right? Like we're all just mods, and then like Brennan and I are essentially the community managers in the sense that like we have alternate time schedules, right? So when I'm sleeping, he's up, etc. And then we have people that are going to be taking on specific roles, right? But we're kind of dissolving the tiered mod approach. We're just simplifying it all, and frankly, I mean, most of the people that are paid mods, if not all, are being elevated into actual roles or positions or leading their own programs, things like that. It's really just a way for us to simplify things and not overburden the admin tasks with unnecessary burdens.
I think now that and this is just once again a great move on your part. Now that the community mods are in on the conversations about things moving forward, the traits and things like that were being looked at. See, I didn't know about the process for Black. I thought that the people who have been creating this art had submitted traits for the Black collection and the green collection or whatnot. And that's
some of them.
right. And I was like, yo, like, so because some people, you see this art and it's like, oh, great. I'm like telling people like,
yeah, but then there are also others that go, well, this looks better. But what they're not doing is creating art that you could put into a generative collection, for example. And there's a big difference between creating one of one art and creating generative art.
Yeah, the Smokey, you do have a point in that. In a lot of the art that the guys are doing, it's more so one-of-one pieces. It's not really something that we can generate into a collection.
Yeah, there's a lot of that floating around for sure. Which is kind of like
which is fine. That's what we want. That's what we want those pieces.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but we want it to supplement and complement the social club, not detract from it. And I can cite to several examples that might not be supplementing the social club, right? But most of them are great, right? I mean, again, it's back to my earlier comment. almost everything I have to say is positive, and there are just a couple of areas that we can improve and just hone in on.
Yeah, but
on
the thing
maybe a
is,
new
man,
approach.
you can see and you can kind of tell like who's kind of just like I don't. Again, I'm not gonna say a fucking name, but like who's kind of just reaching maybe for attention and stuff like that that isn't necessarily contributing to what we're trying to push or what our goal is as a team.
Right. Well, and there have been like we've had one-on-ones with most of the artists, and there have been a couple of them that have just flat out done exactly what we asked them not to do. And that's fine, but we're just not going to include their work in future collections. We're not going to include them in certain things, and we'll support them as community members that are creating art, but it just won't go beyond that. You know what I mean?
Well, see, I'm guilty because I'm thinking that these guys you had talked to and they're like submitting traits and everything. Like that's what I'm saying. As kind of just only hearing half of the spill. Like I think this is great. Like because I won't like from this point on there should be no more of that. Like hey, I mean at this point, like hey, say who they are and they'll be treated as community members. But like I'm thinking that these are people who were being looked at as hey, all right, next collection's coming. Submit your traits, clean up your art, make it,
So you actually just brought up a good point in my mind, which is I'd rather a lot of these artists spend a little bit more time, maybe put out fewer items and spend more time on what they're creating, and I think the output would be a lot better. But like Keith said, it's almost like a race where a couple of the guys, and they're not people that are on this call. So just again, I'm not going to say any names, but I think a lot of us probably can have an idea of who they are. They're just putting out absolutely as much as they can. Whether it's for attention or whether it's because they're trying to learn, it doesn't really matter. But the quality is not there, and the consistency is not there. And we have an opportunity to create cool edits that are consistent and that have a certain flair and a certain appeal, and that are a part of an organized process. And so, again, I think this is just an area that we can improve. We can improve it from the top down, and we can build the infrastructure out so that, and in fact, in this case, it already exists. We just have to point people to it. Yeah. So
we're gonna
go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, so when they start posting this stuff on Let's Chat, are we gonna start pushing it down to the black? Like if someone was posting a sale, something to that effect?
Sale. Well, I mean, that should generally go to sales and trades.
Right.
Right.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
I mean,
they start.
we're kind of getting to the point that Let's Chat is really utilized less and less. I mean, most people are just using the channels that they're engaged with. People are using the Red Alpha channels. People are using the creators channels. And that's good. That's what we want. But, at the same time, we want to be pushing stuff to Let's Chat to keep it active. So I think generally, let's support people having stuff there, but just remind them of where it should be. If it's something like a sale or a trade, like that should go to the proper channel.
Right.
I think we'll have them pop it. We can have the traffic inside of Let's Chat and then just have them posted inside that other channel so it's posted in two spots.
Yeah, that way it doesn't get buried.
Yeah, true. Very true.
Now, if we have people that are like dumping the floor or dumping their bags, like we obviously don't want to promote that. So we have to use our judgment.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think I covered pretty much everything. I think most things that are happening will just be to streamline the project and to promote and protect the project longevity. But, really the opportunity for everyone is to, kind of take a leadership or an ownership role of developing out or supporting existing programming that will supplement and help build out the brand and the club. So, we'll be having one-on-ones and group calls with everyone this week and weekend again. And I'm going to be online here right after dinner tonight. So I'll join you guys in voice chat, and I'll be getting caught up on tickets and admin tasks. So, to the extent that anyone wants to run anything by me or hop on a call, tonight would be a good night for it.
Is there anything else extra that we could be doing to help you?
That's a good question, and I appreciate it. Really, our focus rolling out of the call, we want to promote the Shill and Chill Wednesday space and Diesel's sniper session after. So I'll create a Twitter space tonight.
9:30.
Yeah, I got you. So we'll do
I'm just solidifying it now. 9:30 on Wednesdays, 5 o'clock on Sundays. Boom.
Eastern.
Yeah, so I'm gonna start the Shill and Chill space at 8:30 p.m. That'll give us an hour, 30 minutes AMA, 30 minutes if people want to shill their projects, and then we'll roll into Discord. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, we got to try to promote the Green Mint. So let's talk about doing a couple of spaces at different times. We have a bunch of apes that I can use for giveaways as mint rewards to supplement the existing mint milestones pool. The market hasn't rebounded, but it's at least started to flatline a little bit. So, I think we got to try to do what we can to just get some new eyes on. I think within the community, people that we're going to mint have already minted, except for people that are maybe waiting for funds to clear. I know there are a few of those, but really the way that green's going to get minted out is new eyes on. And there are a couple of cannabis focused communities that I think we target and just go from there. So, if anyone has ideas or knows people in those communities, let's talk about maybe doing a shared space. We can do a bunch of ape giveaways and shit like that to get them engaged. But, I would like to try to sell it out Friday, Saturday, rolling into Sunday reveal, because we're revealing Sunday regardless.
Do you have anything planned for a Thursday night space?
Well, I thought that we were doing a music focused space. So if anyone wants to co-lead that with me, I can. The benefit of this week is I don't have my daughter. So I'm available all day, every day, and just leaning into all of this. Today was my first day without her.
So that's what I kind of want to throw out there is like with my work schedule. So right now after today I'm off. I'm on a 6-day stretch, and then I'm off 2 days, and then I'm on a 5-day stretch. With that said, though, I'm off at 12:30, usually home by 1, but I got to be in bed at least by 8 o'clock to get enough sleep to get up in the morning. So, but I'm available from 1 o'clock to 8 o'clock for the next 6 days, and then after that, like when I'm off, it's unlimited. So.
And same thing here, man. JCon is pretty much. We know we got Doodles wrapped up, man. Like I'm here more like that. We had to take a week to get that shit off. A little attention to that, so that's done. That's back. Speaking of that, so if there is any days, man, I know for a fact I could easily round up the team on this, and we could easily host the fucking space, push fucking black sales, fucking talk about OX Green minting. We can do all this.
Well, and guys, the reason I want to get OX Green minted out is because OX Pink is going to be basically free or cheap for all of our existing holders, and Jug has started working on a breeding mechanism. So, I think it's gonna match the collection size of the expansions, and I think it's gonna get people jazzed up. But
dirty gorilla sex, I love it.
Yeah, but what I don't want to do is have a stalled mint. Right now, we haven't really put much time, effort, resources, or energy into promoting it. So, we can still do a big push, and it won't be spammy to the NFT community. But I think it needs to be well coordinated, deliberate, and mindful. And I would like to work as a team to do that. We have enough people here that if we pick 1 or 2 days this weekend, maybe different times, to host some OX Green chill spaces, we should be able to get this thing pretty damn well near minted out. So. I think there are only 550 or so items left to mint, maybe a little bit less. So anyway, yeah, that's.
Is there any chance that for the music space that we could do that at like a 5 o'clock? I would really, really hate to miss out on a music space.
5 o'clock p.m.
Yeah, that
Thursday?
would give me 3 hours to do. Yeah. However.
We'll say that now. Thursday night, we'll start our space Thursday at 5 o'clock. I won't be able to schedule it until after tomorrow night's space, though. So I'll schedule it Wednesday night, and we'll promote it. We'll start promoting it Wednesday night after we close our space.
Perfect. If anything, I'll get it written down because I would try to, since we want to try and get these things planned out, I want to try to get with you, Smoke, if we can tonight.
Yeah, your notes, Brennan, your notes were very, very helpful. I only have a couple of ideas and maybe amendments. And yeah, let's get together tonight. As soon as I get back from dinner, you're number 1 on my call list. I'm writing it down right now.
Yeah, no problem. That's perfectly fine when you're available, man.
Perfect.
Smoke and Kimberlin Thursday at 5 is great for me. Flag football is over. I don't have soccer, hockey, nothing. So we can do that, and our friends across the pond would appreciate that. But
yeah. And Dwayne, I need to tell you, Boostin' and Mod, I'm going to be in DC here in the next couple of weeks, so we'll all grab lunch or dinner or something.
Link up, definitely.
Hell yeah.
Definitely.
Yes, sir.
I'm there too. So
call whenever.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
Yeah, Diesel. Yep.
So about Green.
Hey, just to circle back on this collab thing, and then you just bringing up about the spaces possibly, to collab with the community. One of my ideas was this community that I came across. That's pretty much legit, and they're a cannabis company, Drop Labs. They do Web3 solutions and blah blah blah, and they are a good candidate, I think, to and I can push that information to JCon and yourself if you want.
Yeah, if anything, get the info on it and put it in a ticket for us, and then that way we can go ahead and look at it, and then we'll once we get like all the one those at least Smokey them said they're getting all those sign up things.
Yeah.
For the group, the OX Green guys, the cannabis community. So if anything, if you got some info on it, get if you can get a little bit more, throw it in a ticket for us, and then that way we'll have it set on the side, and we won't lose it, and we won't forget also.
Yep.
Wait, what do you think about a double space on Thursday?
I mean, we can do double spaces Thursday, Friday, and Saturday for all I care. That's
Yeah,
how we
dude.
sold Red Out. Or excuse me, that's
Like
how we
if
sold Blackout.
if you do the 5 o'clock, like they're saying for the for the UK guys and stuff like that, and the music stuff, and then we do a little bit more of a later
Late.
on like
9 to
DJ kind
10.
of thing,
Yeah.
9-10 o'clock, something like that.
Drinking.
Social degens.
Yeah.
Thursday,
Drinking
Thursday.
DJ
Yeah.
night.
Fuck yeah. I'm in.
Sorry,
Well,
it's just the only thing on my mind on Thursdays.
And
Sounds
if you
good.
guys want, I'll follow those up with art streams as well.
Yeah, I love that. I love rolling out of the spaces. I like keeping the spaces to 1 or 2 hours because otherwise people get fatigued. And then rolling into Discord with the people that want to dive in because then everyone can participate in the conversation.
Yeah, and most of our phones catch on fire too.
Speaking of fatigue,
Hey man, how are you feeling, Vert? By the way, I was on the go all day yesterday. You had your procedure. How'd that go? And how are you?
I'm alive.
You're alive. You feel violated?
No, not violated. Just anxious.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
understand.
I've got biopsies on both the upper and lower, so waiting on those results. But speaking of fatigue, I just wanted to bring up for those of you who have the ability, you got to calm down on the everyone's. Too many pings, far too many pings. Like if you're doing an here, it's not really an issue because it's the people who are online. But I've seen quite a few people complaining about all of the notifications and pings.
Well, and actually, the Discord engagement has dropped significantly, and we've kind of narrowed that down as the primary reason. So I had that written down to bring up, and I forgot to do it. So thank you.
Yeah, I remember we discussed it, and that was the only thing I was going to bring up. Like, I understand that we're trying to get eyes on to things, but put it in a tweet, stick it in. There's a couple of those social club chats on Twitter. And then, maybe one person says, hey, I'm going to use the @everyone to get some engagement here. But if it gets to the point to where there's 10 or 12 of those a day and they're really not like, I mean, sure, there's some importance in some engagements, but some of the stuff is just like, @everyone, blow this up. And you're like, all right, like that's cool to do it once. But when we're 4 or 5 times in the same day doing the same @everyone about the same thing, we see that a lot. And, then people go, oh, I've already done it. So
what they do is they just turn off they turn off their notifications, and then they're not getting our Discord notifications anymore, or at least from wherever those channels are.
Hey, these Twitter groups, is everybody in the group already?
Not everybody. I'm in one, and I don't know who invited me to it or who I joined. There's quite a few people in there. Smokey's in there.
It's limited to 75. I think.
There's one for the social club, one for the whales, and one for OGs, and there's 75 people in each. And I've actually had several hundred requests to create others, and I need to do that. But getting through the DMs and the Twitter account is a fucking nightmare. I'm working on it.
I just was thinking out
but those
loud.
groups stay full, man. What I've been doing is as people leave, I just add new people in that have requested to be in the old group. So they always stay at 75 people.
I was just saying, I'm, as like our community mods all in there and stuff because I'm not.
Well, we need to have I think there's at least a mod and or community mod in each, and then we need to have a Twitter group just for our mods. The same way we have our Bleeds chat.
Can I add something onto what you're saying right now? Do you mind?
Please.
So the Twitter communities, like the actual community group that we have, you can set mod positions in that. So honestly, if we were to, kind of like transition,
well, Mo already started the one, so we could just use that.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Or if you wanted to make one for OGs, whales, whatever, etc. You wouldn't be limited to like capacity as much. And you can also give people moderator rules and like permissions to ban and kick and shit. So
All right, I need to get familiar. I haven't really looked around with those, to be honest with you.
Smoke, would you say, because you and I know we copy and paste our messages probably every morning in all three of those chats. There's not a lot of FUD in there right now. There's a little bit of outside shilling, but they're so used to, the people that are in those chats are so used to like, hey, good morning. It's a lot of international folks in there. I will say that. I think I do recognize that. But I mean, however you guys want to tier it.
That's been the way that they're able to stay in touch with everyone.
Yep.
Very true. I've seen Lori. Lori is inside that OG chat every morning. When I'm going to bed, I see her sending her good morning message. So I understand that point of the. It's more.
Yeah,
so
a lot of the bad actors have been rooted out. Like that old Craig was always a fudder, and then he ended up being one of the guys that was behind the OX Social Alphas or whatever he called it. Like, you know, a lot of almost 100% of the people that have been quote unquote fudders have either been a paid mod for Azuki Apes or psychedelic or Psychonaut Apes, or they've been trying to launch their own project that's effectively just a spinoff of ours. Outside of that, we haven't really had any fudders. And you know, we've rooted a lot of them out. Like OX Apes and OX Makes, like they just leave us alone now. Like they're too worried about saving their own projects that are dying. You know what I mean? So they just kind of leave us alone now. But we haven't really been getting the fudders. It's been nice. But you know, we've also been delivering on everything we said we would deliver on. So I mean, it's kind of hard to FUD against that.
Hey, can I throw out there real quick? Just for some people that might not know, like you brought up about the zombie apes reaching out and wanting to communicate. Now, I have noticed personally a few of their like very loyal community members have been ones that have been kind of throwing shade our way.
Agreed. Well, it's really the apocalyptic apes, people from that community, and there's a lot of overlap there because they did a lot of collaborative spaces. What I've found with the zombie apes is those really aren't people that are loyal to that community. They're people that just have that shit in their wallet.
Yeah, and I've only recognized those because that was kind of my first go-to community. That was my kind of first that I was hanging out, and
yeah,
and I transferred away from that. So I recognize a few of those names, and I'm like, oh boy.
Yeah. But yeah, a lot of the bad actors have been weeded out. Oh, say that again.
Well, I was gonna try to go back to what Bert was saying with the Twitter and adding everyone and stuff. Yeah, I do understand his point on that, especially with the fact of the past few days it's been adding everyone for that Twitter vote stuff, and I think me and you kind of chatted about it last night in the Twitter stuff, Smokey, a little bit.
Yeah.
How we're not really gonna push after that because the person he's doing it for more attention, trying to build his following up, and he has no like. He's just taking the two guys that win, and he's putting them up against two others that.
Yeah, it's like we're in the same contest with people we've already beaten over and over again. It doesn't make any sense.
Exactly,
he's just trying to get. Yeah, he's trying to get engaged. He's engagement farming active communities, and he's asking for donations. That's what he's doing. He was asking for tips. Now he's changed it to donations because I called him out.
Yeah, I seen that message in there last night.
Yeah. So anyway, all right, guys. Hey, we've gone a little long here. I promised everyone I would cut this off at 7. So does anyone have any closing thoughts or questions? Harlem, I see you're in here, man. I shouted you out a ton. You didn't hear it. You and I need to get caught up on a 1-of-1. But all good things, man. I fucking love what you're doing in there. I'm always late on your calls, man. You're making. I missed another one today. I would have had 100% profit, and I'll try to jump off the calls and get in. I miss him, but Harlem's fucking killing it. So I got to shout out Harlem. I see you in here, man, and we'll get on a 1-on-1 this week and catch up. But I didn't want to wrap this up without giving you your flowers, man, because you deserve them.
Full of flowers. Hit him with it.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, we're gonna have a fun day in there tomorrow. I'll see you bright and early. Anyway, all right, guys, I'll wrap this up. I'm gonna go grab dinner and then I'll be back on the night. Just if you need me 1-to-1, get at me. Otherwise, I'll be in voice chat.
Hey, I would just like to read you guys this misery that I have real fast. So, this comes from the doctor. Avoid burgers, fries, hot dogs, sausage, bacon, chips, dip, cheese, pizza, Mexican food, heavy Italian sauces, cream-based sauces, spicy
Fuck
food,
that.
fried
What are you
food,
gonna eat? Smoothies?
foods cooked in butter, fast foods, and limit red meat to once or twice per week.
Fuck it, take my eyes.
What are they trying to do? Kill you?
Yeah, so I can't have anything but like some white meat, chicken, or fish, and
Bread
some
and water.
vegetables.
Without butter.
Nothing but cheese or but bread and crackers. That's all you can have. No cheese.
No,
Oh, I see.
I can't have cheese.
Yeah,
Hey,
no cheese.
Moises, are you free? Moises, are you free to hop on a call with me and Keith later tonight?
Yeah, man. I'm here listening.
You were
to
on my list last week, and you were on my list last week, and that got pushed back. But I want to talk about your CBD business and brand as well as your band and music.
Yeah, man. I'm ready whenever.
All right. So sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Vert. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just sharing with you guys the my new world.
Sorry
Well,
about
I mean,
that,
are you
man.
going to stick to that?
It says this diet indefinitely for now.
My man.
Do most people actually listen to those, or
Well, I mean, here's the thing. I kind of happen to like life. And so, in order to continue on and have a pretty decent existence, I'm going to follow to the best of my ability. Obviously, there's going to be some times where I'm just like, one day is not going to kill me, but it's going to take some. I mean, you heard the list. Like, there's a lot of shit on there, and like taking Mexican food away from me is going to be rough.
yeah,
Vert,
that
I
list
think it has to
hurt
do
me, and that's not even for me. That list hurt me.
Yeah, I know, right?
Bro, you
And I
live
think
in
it just
Louisiana
it
too.
has to
That's
do
tough.
with the irritation that it causes, the diverticulitis. So, and you know, if one of those ruptures, I'm shitting and pissing in a bag for the rest of my life. So I'd like to not do that.
Well, prayers both for you and Smoke. I mean, you guys have been through the ringer this past week, so just let you guys know that we're
Hey,
we're here for
so-
you guys for sure.
Just a friendly heads up, guys. All right, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
As soon as you said friendly heads up, we lost you.
Yeah, somebody was calling me.
Kinda made my
Bella
stomach
Bella
split.
Monroe was calling me. So what I was saying is, if you get some undue heat from me, don't take it personally. Like, I'm trying not to take it out on anybody because I'm miserable right now. But you know, if I happen to be if I start acting like douchewad for a little while,
Hey, we should have a roast session Thursday night and let Vert get all.
I
the
hope you
aggression
know,
out.
Vert, that I'm gonna eat taquitos for dinner with hot sauce.
He's gonna dip them in queso.
yeah,
Make me start throwing out
dipped in hot sauce and queso, right?
Well,
I can already smell
Kimberlin's your
them in
hot
the air.
sauce guy.
Oh, you know, speaking of that, and I'm glad you brought that up, Kimberlin. I finally looked at your fucking YouTube channel yesterday. I was
Hey,
well
by the
because
way,
my brother was my designated driver for when I came out of anesthesia. So I was talking to him. My brother was a writer and a rapper for a long time, and he just kind of gave it up. He's got a podcast now, but I told him that I was going to get him on the mixtape. I was like, "You don't have any blacks, but I've got enough to supplement." So I'll get with you about that and see if maybe you can't. I'm gonna try and get him in touch with you. Maybe, you know, get a beat made and let him lay down some wood too.
Hey, man, I like some nepotism.
He's awesome. So
Hey, for anybody that likes hot sauce, like I get it by the abundance. Like, it comes in the mail all the
Bro,
time.
I love hot sauce.
I can, like, I literally ship this out to people that I know.
Yo,
have you
I
ever
was telling-
tried the
I
toe
was
of
telling
Satan?
Smokey the other day, I want some of that honey hot sauce.
Yeah, I watched your YouTube, bro.
Well, the honey hot sauce is a tricky one because those, each one has a number for one of the NFTs I have of that hot sauce. And it's weird because these guys, I'll be honest, their project kind of flopped a little bit. But I've been dealing with them for years and years and years as a hot sauce company. They tried the NFT thing. It didn't quite work out, but it is what it is. So those are numbered specifically. And even though, like, it's just a JPEG now, I'll never get rid of those. It's how
Fair
I feel.
enough.
Even with like my OX social club apes that I have now, like, I don't see myself ever like, not even trading. Like, there's just the ones I have, a lot of them that just I don't know. I got to keep them. With that said, though, I got plenty of hot sauce to send out to you guys.
No, hell yeah, dude.
So
I
do
like
you
spicy shit.
just do the sampling sauces, or do you try challenge shit too?
I do that too. Fuego Box that I've worked for years. They do challenges. They work with Ed Curry that created the Carolina Reaper. He actually is in on that NFT project. So they send me the stuff. There's pepper creators that don't like to try their own product. They grow it and they send them out to people that want to eat it and test the heat for them and give that feedback. And that's how like the heat ratings start.
What kind
And
of
so like I have like one of those freaking. So yeah, the challenges too, but I kind of my stomach is not like it used to be anymore, so I kind of died down on that, and I just
Yeah, I hear you. You should try a toe of Satan.
What the fuck is
so
that?
I was
It's
the
a
toe
lollipop.
of Satan. So listen, the toe of Satan. I was the first person to ever do the video for it. They
Oh,
were
no
playing.
shit.
They were playing my videos at their conventions. I have a picture of my face on their screen behind the tables. I've done all their products.
Hilarious.
I've done over 500 different spicy communities, like for their products.
Yeah, that toe of Satan is fucking brutal, dude. I did it.
But yeah, the stuff builds up, so I like to send it out to people who eat it because I mean,
That doesn't even sound pleasant to eat, Bert.
It tastes and smells just like cinnamon. It tastes like if you've ever had
Ugh.
like a Fire Jolly Rancher or something like
Nasty.
that. Like they're really
Nasty.
not that bad, but it's 9 million Scoville, so it's pretty fucking gnarly.
Stop it.
I've done that that one chip challenge, that Pocky one chip challenge. That shit was pretty gnarly, man.
yeah, I've done like about 5 of those, and 2 like it's weird because like I market these companies to where I've been in retail management for over like 15 to 20 years, to where I have my regular day job, and then I do like the spicy food thing to where they send me products. I do videos, not so much it's all marketing, man. It's that I eat it, I suffer for a little bit, and they get their video, and people like to see people suffer, unfortunately. So,
I mean, you're not wrong.
and that makes sales.
No bullshit.
Vert, how does it feel to not only sound like Dwayne Energy, now you're on the Dwayne Energy diet for life, motherfucker?
Yeah, I know, right? One bit of irony that you guys should definitely get a kick out of. My doctor's name was Dr. Poke, and I can't make this shit up.
No way.
Yeah, I just spit out my drink.
Poch, Dr. Poke. And he walked into the room, and I said, "Boy, you chose this job for your last name, didn't you?" And he just started
I'm sure he
laughing.
gets that all the time.
That is wow, dude. That is pretty.
Yeah, he's a
incredible.
he does upper and lower GI fucking scopes, and that's
On the
his
rotisserie
name, Poke.
thing.
Yeah, and I did use that for him. I told him that I asked him how long had he been a cook as well, and that he was putting me on the rotisserie. He said he'd never heard that in all of his years. I forget how many years now. How many? Dude, I was still coming down off of that shit yesterday.
He was putting you on a rotisserie, bro. What?
Well, yeah, because
Fucking
a
morbid
rotisserie,
death.
there's a skewer that goes in either side, and you get rotated, right? So I got a skewer.
Yeah, no, I got it. What deep, dark parts of your brain did you pull that from, bro? Holy shit!
Well, I mean,
Hey
that's
guys,
what
I
it
gotta
was.
hop off. I gotta go pick up my dinner, but I'll be back on here in about an hour. I'll see you all in voice chat.
Yeah, man.
Okay,
Yeah,
bro.
we'll catch you after smoke.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
get
easy,
to bed.
Smokey.
You guys have a good one.
See you crazy. Later, Kimberlin. Take it easy,
Sounds
brother.
fair, brother.
But yeah, that
How long have
They're
you been
just-
cooking for, dude? That's fucked.
yeah. And when he asked me, he goes, "Are you getting sleepy?" I don't remember if I answered him or not. I remember feeling my hand get warm when they turn on the little pump,
Yep.
And next thing I know, I was waking up.
Oh, dude, that's awesome. I've only been put under one time, and it's for getting my wisdom teeth out. And dude,
Oh yeah,
that
well
was-
this is a little less gnarly than that, believe it or not. The stuff that they give you for this is it's because it's just a scope. They're not really well. I mean, they cut on me, but most of the time
right.
it's just a scope, and so it's not like heavy duty sedation. Whereas that shit for getting your wisdom teeth out, that's like full on oral surgery, and yeah, like you're pretty deep under for that.
Yeah, that's
Dude,
that
just
Michael
it.
Jackson juice.
Dude, I'd rather be put under than have to fucking pin my own kid down while he gets put under. at the age of 3. That shit fucking killed me, bro.
Oh, I bet that
Should I bet? But it was probably just moments, yeah?
Huh?
It was probably just moments to put him to sleep, huh?
Dude, he fought for
If you guys
3.5
want to see some
minutes.
funny ass videos, look at Steve-O and maybe Knoxville years
That's the
ago.
two names you just have to fucking say. Those videos are fucking do it themselves, man.
Yeah, well, years ago they had a challenge between each other, and I know it was Steve-O, and I can't remember the other one. But they had
Might
a
have been
challenge to go get put under anesthesia, but they were to fight it and see how long they can stay like cognizant before it took over. And Steve-O stayed up for like an hour and continued to talk.
Huh.
Under full like licensed anesthesiologist couldn't knock this guy out.
That's nuts.
Wow, dude. It's funny because when they went to put me under, I was my dumbass went, I'm gonna count. I remember getting to 3.
God damn.
Like counting up from 1. 1, 2, lights the fuck out.
Yep, I remember waking up and then sitting in the car with my brother. So when they when you get a colonoscopy, it's not just a scope and a camera; they're also blowing air in there. So I told my brother, I was like, I talked to somebody about this, and I'm gonna pre-apologize right now. And he goes, for what? And I was like, and he was like, God damn, dude. But I mean, you're full of air. And so that's the nurse said. She says, yeah, you're going to be doing that for the next 2 or 3 hours.
Oh, man.
But there's nothing in there. So it's just air coming out, dude. Because, you have to completely evacuate everything. That night before I went, 40 hours without eating anything. And 4 hours, which doesn't sound like a lot until you're told you can't do it. But 4 hours previous to an endoscopy, you're not supposed to put anything in your mouth. Not a piece of gum, not a mint, not a sip of water, nothing. For 4 hours. So,
no, that sounds difficult.
You wouldn't think so until you're actually like, on your way there, you're a little bit nervous and you're like, fuck, man, I want to swig of something right quick. And you're like, yep, don't do that.
Oh, I can't do that. Shit.
Yeah, but they tell you not to do that because obviously, if you have a gag reflex and you start throwing up while there's a scope in your esophagus, you could damn near kill yourself.
Literally. Jesus.
Jake, you still here?
Who?
All right, boys, hang on. I gotta make a phone call once.
Hey, is Jake still there?
His name is still here.
Hello.
Probably might
Oh,
have
yeah.
for a little bit.
All right,
I
so
was,
we can have the appearance of activity too. I'm going to go ahead and pop down to Let's Chat as well because no one can see us up here.
Everybody go yell and wake Brian up.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm dropping down too. Talk to you later.